Hey everybody and welcome back. Today I'm going to make more of these abstract minis. I really enjoy that process. It's so relaxing and it's enjoyable to use materials. Maybe you got some new one for Christmas and it's a good chance to try those out within this abstract exercise. I have used a proper masking tape today, which doesn't come off all the time, so it's a bit more relaxing than the last time for me. And I just pick some intuitive random colors. I'm starting with Derwent Inktense products. The first one was the Derwent Inktense pencil, and this is one of the Derwent Inktense blocks. I think the yellow is mustard and the green is the leaf green. I said that I pick everything intuitively. That's true, but recently I was a little bit grabbing these kind of colors I'm using. I did a lot of sketching the last evenings and I always use that kind of mustardy green combined with another green and I would say a kind of a wine red and a lighter pink color, and I really like these colors. My cat is visiting. Yeah, she doesn't like when I talk to myself. And that's what I'm doing when I'm editing a video. I don't let that dry. I go in immediately with another medium, and this time I'm using the Partchment acrylic paint from Liquitex. It's one of my favorite colors. I also have this as a big acrylic marker and I use it all the time. It's the one I have to fill up regularly. I'm applying it with a silicone brush. I really love this start of the colors. With the others I'm going to pick, it turns out a bit more festive, I would say, but I think this could also be a really good start for a spring kind of palette. So maybe next time I will use it combined with some other colors. I turned the whole paper pad around and now I'm making some marks into the wet paint. I'm using a water-soluble black pencil. I'm searching for my Stabilo All and I don't know why I wanted something really dark and intense. Of course you could use one of the Inktense pencils. These would work in the same way. I just make some different types of marks all over the page. I try to fit some in every square. This time I've just eyeballed my masking tape, so it's not every painting is really square, but almost, so I don't mind that. I try to remember also marks I did in past drawings that I really liked, so I try to use similar ones sometimes. I'm experimenting by just letting the pencil do its thing. Sometimes I really draw something in, like here, that leaf. It's just a playful exercise. Try not to overthink it. But of course, I go on purpose into these little squares. I don't do it 100% blind. If you would like to see some more of these kind of videos, there is already one up on my channel, and there is one more up for my lovely Mixed Media Play tier members. So if you join the monthly membership, you can watch one more, and there are already around 50 videos up that you can watch if you join the membership. We have a full process video every other Saturday, and then there are usually 1 or 2 bonus videos in between each month. If you like to see some art journaling inspiration next year, I can recommend the Badass Art Journal Workshop. It starts February 2nd, and you have time until the end of January to sign up at the early bird price. There is a link in the video description, so check that out. Now is the time where I will let that dry completely. I did this time the whole day, and I came back on the evening to my sheet of paper and worked on even more. I decided to pick a red color, and that's the I'm not sure which color it is. I think it's kind of a crimson type of red. I will hopefully not forget to give you the name of the colors I've been using in the video description. It's from Schmincke. It's quite a transparent red, but it has really nice shade. It's not pink, but it goes towards, I don't know. It's not pink. It's red, but it's not an orange red. So I really like it. It's kind of a wine red, I would say, a little bit lighter. Maybe it's a blood red, but I really love this color, and I really like it because it goes so nice together with a green as a complementary. But that's the time when you add more stuff on top of your abstract grid, where it starts to look very messy and you almost can't see anything, and it's kind of an ugly stage, and you have to push through that. Don't think, oh my god, now everything is looking ugly. It won't. Definitely not. Once you remove the tape, it will look completely different. I'm now going in with a little bit of white gouache to bring in some white space. And also sometimes I'm mixing it a little bit with that red and get a really nice shade of pink, of a light pink. As I said, do not take it for serious that this looks messy. You will get some really nice abstract minis once you remove the tape, so don't worry about that. Just I want to say it because when I looked at the final painting, it looked just as a mess of color, and that's the magic of this technique or this exercise, that you don't know what you will get in the end, and you always get some positive surprises. Of course, not every little mini painting is beautiful, but that's not what we are about to do. We are just about to find some little compositions that inspire us for future projects. Or maybe you find a color palette you like through this exercise. That's also a really nice way to explore different color combinations. I think I have let the red dry, or maybe it's already dry because it dried quite quickly. I can't remember now. Now I'm going in with some ink. It's the Daler-Rowney Antilope Brown, one of my favorite inks. It's a, I would say, greenish brown color. It's very natural. I use it very often. I also have an acrylic marker filled with that paint just because I love it so much. Also for my sketchbook. And I wanted to have something more fluid and transparent over the top of these, I would say maybe a little bit stiff colors of the acrylics. They are a bit more stiff compared to a fluid paint. So I wanted to have something fluid over the top. And here it's where I almost can't see the tape anymore. So I just try to bring in some of that medium into every square on my page. I used it also with a lot of water to make it more fluid and transparent. If you know my videos, you know that I love color splatters, and I decided to go with some white ones today. I'm using a white acrylic ink and just make some splatters all over the page. I try again to give some splatters in each of these squares. I let everything dry completely, and now I'm going in with some final touches. I use some Neocolor crayons to make some different marks all over the page. This is an ochre color which is quite similar to the color underneath, to that greenish color, but it brings in some different textures, and layering different types of materials upon each other gives you a lot more depth. It might not be visible here in the video, I don't know how close you can see that, but it's just there. And once you have a closer look at one of these finished paintings, you get to see that. And I think these are the things that are a bit important in the end for the viewer, that there is something, even if it's the same color, you can see something within that spot. And I think that's why I really like mark making. And that's why I also use that quite same color over the top. I will pick some other Neocolor crayons to make even more marks. I just do that randomly. Here I'm going in with a really intense dark green, and I did that because that was the choice of color I had during the past days, I would say, when I grabbed my sketchbook. I always had a dark green in it, and I really like that color combo, so I decided to just go for it and make some tiny marks with that. I also grabbed a pink Neocolor, also a color that I had within my work the days before. I will try to give you the materials I've used in the video description. I can't tell you the names of the Neocolors. I have no idea, and most of them are not readable anymore. That's a bit difficult with the Neocolors when you want to replace one that you're running out of, because they are usually not available in a physical store. I have to buy them online, and then it's very difficult to pick the right color. At the end, I will of course show you each little painting, and I also made some photos of them, and these will be posted over on my website on the blog. I will give you a link in the description so you can have a closer look at the finished paintings. Here I'm using the white Neocolor again, and I mainly go over areas where it's a bit chaotic, just to smooth them out. Now it's time to remove the tape. I will do this a little bit in the fast forward mode so you don't get bored, and then we will have a flip through all the minis I've made today. I'm using a heat tool because that makes it easier to remove that tape. I will make two separate stacks, one with the paintings that I really like and one with the paintings where I think, not sure what's all about them. The first ones you see here I really like. That I think was the first one where I decided, oh, that's not that good. So I'm just making a second stack of minis. But sometimes you can always come back to one of these and maybe fix it, add something more where you think that that works. Also with the one that's now on the left, I now think it looks quite good. So that looks quite like a person here. Very interesting. Yeah, as I said, you will find photos over on my website and can have a closer look at these. Also, maybe I turned some around to see which direction I like them better. Yes, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Maybe you're inspired to make your own abstract minis. I also have some videos here on YouTube. I would say I have one video where I put these paintings, or one of these paintings, into a bigger one. So you will find that here linked up. Yeah, I wish you a happy new year and I hope you will see us in January. Bye.